Hey, y'all. It's 8:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I clocked at 7 minutes fast here in the super cool little minivan in the driveway of Lisa and John's, what used to be Fort Kitty Village. I suppose in a way it still is, in some capacity. It's like, we have predicted storms tonight. It's the 6th, Sunday, 2020, September. It's supposed to rain, but every time I check the Google thing, because I'm like, come on, rain, I'll tell you why. It just keeps getting pushed back. We were supposed to have a thunderstorm any minute now. And instead, now we got wind, and it's going to be cloudy, and we're just going to have, like, scattered rain in an hour, supposedly. I don't know. But it's like this holiday weekend here. It's making me feel like really crowded out. There's little kids everywhere outside. There's always people no matter where you try to go. Except for like at the wealthy spot earlier today. We were able to be alone back there. But we weren't able to be alone at the gazebo. And that's like there's little kids playing on the sidewalk with their skateboard and shit. And they're like on the driveway right behind the minivan here a lot of the time. And with the door open, it's kind of like they got Aslan barking and shit. So I don't know if it's like the new neighbor kids or if it's like the girls that visit the neighbors on the other side, young blood, them guys. I don't know. But it's like I guess it's good acclimation because I'm gonna feel really crowded out when I get to the old people apartment complex. Fate worse than death, I won't be playing my, singing and playing my guitar and shit, like I do here. It's like, man, all it would have took was for there to be, somebody awesome in this town to know I was looking for a temporary place. You know what I'm saying? They'd have been like, yeah, I want that $300 a month. Come hang out with me. Yeah, your little dog can come here in the daytime. Yeah. When I'm at work, you can jam. When I'm not here, you can set up your music gear and write songs and do your vocals. Yeah, you can be productive while you're here. Yeah, nobody's gonna steal your shit. Nobody's gonna fuck with your life. It would have been nice for that miracle to happen. But in this little town, it's hard. And then it's like, you got the gossips. The nasty gargoyles at the gossip fence always talking shit to make sure that anybody that would consider doing something with you is afraid to hook up with you. That's actually something I've endured, all my adult life. Like with my ex-wife Lisa, we were homeless, and the Christians would gossip about us to people. They'd know where we were going, and they would gossip about us to people in that area so that those people wouldn't want to help us. And they told all kinds of horrifying stories about us, man. And then they'd want to starve us out, not help us out and shit, because based on the gossip they heard about us from the people, they were so toxic we had to leave them because they would starve us out. And it's weird because, you help people out and you keep them from being homeless. Then later on, when it's, there's an opportunity for it to be reciprocated upon you, they do the opposite. And they actually try to make your homelessness harder on you. And that's what my ex-wife Lisa and I endured. Now she's got 2 doting, loving families to immerse herself in that are not judgmental hypocrites. I can't compete with that. You see, because my family's just so toxic, judgmental, and hateful. It's like, fuck them. is the mentality you have to have when it's like, hey, wow, I couldn't even compete with the family element that this guy had to offer. You know, I was so handicapped in so many other ways, and you know, I guess it's a mental handicap to, you know, not be a money grubbing, you know, wealth seeker and shit. To care more about taking care of homeless animals, even if it means you gotta sell your music gear to do it. You know, and okay, people get pissed off. Oh, you're retarded. Now I gotta replace your music gear. You know, okay, yeah, but you know, there's nothing more important than fulfilling my calling at the time, whatever it is. Now this has been wrenched away from me. I didn't like just freely give this up. I didn't just like say, hey, yeah, I'm just, you know, I hate being a minister to these cats, and I just, you know, I just want to leave them hanging. You know, I'm just gonna go off now. Y'all know who followed this. I mean, a lot of the videos are gone now because they were mean-spirited and complaining. You know, low energy, low vibration. But they did kind of state my case. I just didn't state it in a positive manner. So yeah, a lot of those videos are hidden in unlisted lists or deleted or privatized because, well, but those of you who were following it got to see the videos, and you got to see that I did not give any of this up easily or freely. You know, just talking about, you know, me leaving my family, my cats, those was fighting words, man, and I put up a fight. But you know, ultimately, the adult thing to do is to make sure that the cats are taken care of. And if I can't do it, and this couple is willing to do it, then the true minister thing is to walk away and let them do it. Since I can't on my own, I don't have the money, you see. And it's always about money. Everything I want to do, it's always about money. And it's always, you know, insignificant, trivial amounts compared to what other people spend on toys. You know, they buy themselves these big, expensive boats and shit. And here I just needed, I don't know, $30 for some litter and some cat food, you know, and I had to hit the pawn shop with my fucking keyboards, you know. It's always some dumb shit like that, you know, and it gets rubbed in your face right when you have to do something like that to be a minister. Hey, wow, you know, while you're doing that, they're over here doing this. While you're eating out of can, you know, you're making a can of chili last you 2 meals. They're eating fucking big old fucking T-bones and fucking throwing half of the shit away because they can't even eat it all. Ribeyes and shit, you know. It's like to rub it in your face. And, you know, being self-serving is benefiting them, you know. You can kind of relate to how John the Baptist must have felt. You know, seeing the excess, and he's living in caves and shit because people were so fucked up, you know. Eating locusts, which that may have been a tasty fruit, okay. We don't know by the translation if it means the bugs or the fruit. But either way, he's eating a wild fruit instead of steaks, you know, instead of protein. While other people are eating good, supporting charlatans in the temple. And, you know, he spoke up to the wrong person. And spoke up about the wrong shit, and it costed him his life. And you know, I spoke up about shit, and I spoke up against people, and I've had them do shit where it costed me my life in a lot of ways, you know, where I'm left alive, but you know, I've already been killed off in a lot of ways, and I'm living a fate worse than death. Some of y'all see it. I've had a few of you, beautiful, beautiful people, try to help me. One of you did something, you know, just totally astounding. You started that change page, trying to get my license back, and you saw that, hey, wow, you know, you can't get anybody to even give a fuck, you know, in any capacity. So, and that's the plight. You know, that's where we're at. That's We're here to find out who has no empathy, who doesn't care. And we're finding out that it's a disproportionate amount of the population, you know. They can't be imposed upon to care about anything. And, you know, I had something to share with you guys earlier, and I procrastinated and dicked around until I forgot about it. And that's how I've been doing things lately, is I've been, you know, I have something to share with you guys, and I don't turn the camera on until it's already gone. The spirit has moved on. But it was a pretty good thing. It's like it's at the tip of my tongue, but I can't bring it up. I'm out here smoking a combo doobie. I did the tincture, you know, parachute up my butt tincture last night, thinking that I'd do some anal, and I didn't end up doing no anal, so it got wasted, and all it did was knock me out, you know. I got really tired, and I ended up having chest pains, I think, from that. I think if, like, I use it, you know, the buzz of it, just use it up with the sexual energy, then it's not toxic. But if I'm just gonna do it and sit or sleep, then it probably drives my blood pressure up. I haven't checked my blood pressure in a few days, probably a week. It's like, yeah, I just did the song Never Surrender, and here I'm surrendering to, you know, it's like, okay, is the next step really to go sign a year lease at a place where it's like, wow, I just did 2 months without being able to jam, you know? You know, it's like, and I can't count on being able to find a music act where I'll be able to go jam with them guys and, you know, be able to sing. So I guess the universe is squelching me out. The collective consciousness is letting me get squelched out, silenced, in the way that I didn't want to be silenced. I can still do videos for you guys. I'll get internet and shit. But it's like, you know, part of me will be gone because, well, the musician, I won't be able to be the singing Vini that y'all came to know, either spirit, me, or, you know, pre-existence Vini, who he's in the next timeline jamming. He's doing concerts and shit. There's nobody there that will perpetuate what's happening here right now. They get time looped and spiritually executed. And they make great fiction novels, write facts about them, what they actually did. But then it all gets undone. Nobody remembers it because it never happened. And, you know, anybody who graduates to the next timeline, they have no memory of this shit. And that's why there's only the duality spirits who know. I don't know of any others yet who do what Vinny and I do, pre-Vinny and I. We're actually the same spirit, but we're separated by a timeline. So it's like I'm half of myself. It's some weird shit. It's hard to put it in words where you can understand it in this timeline. People are really dumb here. We just have a spiritual intelligence in the next timeline. That this timeline, the humans are devoid of it. They have no spiritual connection, even though they're spirits in rental bodies. You see, and they don't even have any consciousness of it. They think that this is the end all be all. This is a life. This is pre-existence, yo. We're equipped with non-tamperable, non-deletable spirit memory. So how could you want to put it in your spirit memory that you want to contaminate humans or hurt animals? You know? Or that you could be entertained by it, or be entertained by the thought of it. Because, well, your spirit memory records your thoughts and your omissions. For those of you who don't know what an omission is, we all came here with stuff we're supposed to do on our way, on our pathway. And a lot of us fail because we get programmed to do the opposite. Like the homeless cat that you're supposed to minister to. What did you do when it crossed your path? The homeless puppy you were supposed to minister to. What did you do when it crossed your path? Yeah, you see? Or just the animal that you crossed its path, you came into its home and you made it feel uncomfortable. That's an omission to act right, you know? And it goes in your non-tappable, non-deletable spirit memory right along with theirs. And your spirit memory connects, and that's how you end up doing time loops when you die. Then you get spiritually executed to not get born in the replay of this timeline after everything gets undone and everybody's evil deeds gets undone. Everything that was tried by fire and it failed. So it can't go to the next timeline, and the perpetuators of it can't go. And that's what that scripture was talking about. Obviously, Vini's works passed the test of fire because I'm from the next timeline, and I know I made it. I know I graduated. I have everything in the next timeline that they wanted to keep from me here. And they're not in the next timeline. That's what's beautiful about it. None of the famous bugs here that, they betray you. They want you to decimate your health by, wear a damn mask. It's like, none of them are in the next timeline. And, they get time looped as the babies who's got to be tortured, little kids to get their blood. They get time looped as victims of their fans due to their toxic influence. Shit like that. Time looped as slaves to repay back their ill-gotten gain because their fame was rigged so that they could help bring down society by making their fans even more toxic and stupid and undesirable to all things with advanced entity mentality. Can you imagine coming here as Lucifer? You think you're gonna get some pussy, but everybody's fucked up in their minds. The only bitches that ain't fucked up are the Amish bitches. It's like, so, you ain't getting no shaved modern pussy. You see, because, well, all the modern shit, is they're all these little tech zombies, social media lights, whatever you want to call them. They're just all about fucking internet shit and texting and, their little fucking gadget. It's like, and they're going to be so fucked up when, because they're already putting the warnings out there that they're going to fucking turn the power off. How are you going to turn the, oh yeah, you're going to inject the blood vein computer into people so that you don't need power to keep track of them anymore. Yeah, because they'll just be your little computers powered up by their own bodies walking around till they die from the failed experiment, because, well, a lot of people are dying from it. All them soldiers they keep finding mysteriously now, since they started using them as test subjects. So I'm just sitting here smoking with you guys. It's a holiday. Black videos, so you can just, ride and listen or whatever. Sit and listen. Relax. And there was a lot of fireworks happening a little while ago. I don't know why they stopped once it got dark enough to enjoy them. But there's a harsh wind blowing. It's actually shaking this little minivan. And it's getting a little chilly. It's down in the 60s now. See, it feels a little different now sitting in this van smoking on a doobie and smoking out of these little stems that, some people think they're like meth pipes or crack pipes. Lisa asked me, what are you doing with a crack pipe on the table? It's like, well, it's a stem that had hash in it. So, I don't know if it's ever been used for anything illicit like that, or that it was intended to be used for that, It was given to me as like a weed stem, you can put a bud in it and smoke the bud in it, put hash in it. We were just waiting for the guitar to come back around. It stops at 20 and restarts. 20 minutes on the nose usually. It says 20 minutes, but there's like a few ghost seconds there that show up in the video when you put them together. Because like you'll have two 20-minute videos, but there's more than 40 minutes there by about half a minute. 24 seconds or so. So I went in and locked the screen door from the inside and turned on the living room light so I could see the kitties at the door. And then I came out the side door, and I can guarantee you that they're all at the side door. You know, at least 3 or 4 of them, because that's where they were at when I went through the side door to go in a second ago to turn the light on in the living room so I could see if they were climbing the screen door. It was a little bit harder to see with the bench where it's at now. And there's a lot of that spirit of, you know, change. I don't know. Everybody wants to change everything. Some changes aren't good that people want to make, you know. Because, well, they can't see it from any other perspective but their own. So they don't think that, well, maybe shit was set up the way it was set up for a reason, you know, stuff like that. So I was hoping by now to be set up with a bigger, better ministry and the money to buy this house and open the outdoor ministry back up. But yeah, I was saying this before the guitar rolled back around. The video stopped and reconnected. It feels weird sitting out here now that it's not just Ronnie who smoked weed and his old lady next door. Now there's like, you know, these people have kids over there. So it feels a little more awkward sitting here smoking. And then I got the van pulled in instead of backed in. So I don't know. I think I'm like more visible to them. I don't know. It feels weird, off, wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like some things you don't want to do in front of kids. Especially like kids that are coming up into their teens. They're 10 to 13 years old or so. You don't want to, you know, set any wrong examples for them. I know, it's like, oh wow, listen to this guy. Well, I'm not your average musician. That's why I'm not famous. It's because, well, I don't have that attitude that to make money I should put out a, you know, toxic role model for them. You see, I used to be a real gangster, and I rolled with real gangsters. Real gangsters don't roll like these hood rat herds roll, okay? These hood rat herds that you see being glamorized, a lot of them don't even know what a real gangster is. They're wearing their pants down below their ass, presenting. You know, it's a presenting thing. They've been programmed to present. And you've never seen a real gangster with his pants down below his ass, because a real gangster's got a hoe to call, and he's got spare belts, or he can have the hoe go stop and buy him a belt. And you've never seen a real gangster walking when he got out of jail, because he had a hoe to call, come pick him up. So these motherfuckers, they're portraying the anti-gangster, calling it gangster. No, that's a hood rat herd. That's a member of a hood rat herd. You see, that's not a real gangster. There's a difference. Hood rat herds are like roaches, man. They're just a pestilence on all of this society. They don't benefit their hood. They burn their hood down. They desecrate it. They scribble all over it. They chase all the good, hard-working people away. They victimize them instead of protect them and bless them. Meanwhile, gangsters, real gangsters, bless their neighborhoods, help to, you know, look out for their neighborhoods and the good, hardworking people and the children in the neighborhood, you know. Nah, not these thug motherfuckers, man. They'll fuck a little kid in the alley, make it suck their dick. All kinds of fucked up shit. And they justify it, you know, with the meanness. Oh, so-and-so 200-something years ago was victimized or enslaved or some shit. And it's like, okay, yeah. Okay, I'm watching this little baby skunk that's getting too fat to fit. He probably is already too fat to fit. There's always, every year there's a skunk that at least one of them sleeps underneath the side deck, or under the deck in the garage. But this year the garage door was shut, so they couldn't go in the garage. So there was like only one baby survivor. And I seen him out there on the side deck eating a few days ago, and he looks perfect, like a little doll skunk. He doesn't have no smell yet because he hasn't had to protect himself yet. And he just looks like a little doll, man. He's perfect in every way. Every hair on him is perfect. All of his colorings and markings are perfect. His lines are perfect. And I just saw him scurry across the driveway coming from like the backyard or somewhere. Maybe from next door's yard. Because, well, there's places over there that he can hide, like up underneath a canoe now. He doesn't even have to dig and go up underneath the shed, dig and go under the shed now, because, well, he doesn't have to go under the shed. They've got stuff leaning, he can just go over there and hide under. And that's how they'll do. And that's how you end up crossing paths with them. You wake them up and scare them, and they spray as they're waking up. That's how you get sprayed. And you see how these entities can interact. There was a cat up there eating. The skunk came along, went up there, and he started eating, and now the cat's taking off. And the cat will come back, and so will the skunk. I'll put more food out. It's gonna rain. You can see the raindrops. There's a mist blowing in. Little raindrops on the window. I did put some food in the other corner though, so I don't know what happened to it. It's gone already. See, I don't know if this ministry, the outside ministry, is getting properly maintained, where all the animals are getting food. And I feel bad about it. See, that's the thing I feel bad about. The indoor kitties, I know, are being taken care of pretty much. They don't have somebody here during the day to keep them from, you know, fighting with each other and, you know, the dumb shit that they like to do to each other. They lost somebody in that because, well, you know, he has a job, so he's gone in the daytime too. So they're here by themselves in the day. And so far, Aslan's been able to be with me, so he hasn't had to be here by himself. He has separation anxiety. He gets real nervous when he's left by himself. He'll do a lot of evil shit too, like lick a lot of cat butt, pee everywhere, eat, litter, all kinds of shit. So, yeah. Provisions have to be made for him to leave him here in this house, like put a gate up so that he can't get in the foyer to go eat litter, because that shit can kill him. So can eating the cat food. So, you know, I don't know, and he'll eat it if you're not looking. If you're not watching him, he'll go eat a whole bunch of that cat food. And you can tell too, because the next day you go to put his halter on and he's all swollen. It's like, yeah, his breath smells like fish. So it's like, yeah, I lost my family, and I'm waiting for, it's like, hey, what was the reason? Because surely, you know, God didn't allow this to happen just for me to, like, you know, hey, you're going to get shoved over in this old people apartment complex now. You have to be quiet, shh, because there's old people, and they're going to cry and complain. You've already been told how they are by somebody who lives there, that they pick each other apart, and that's why there's so many empty apartments, because people just can't stand it. They can't stand living like that. You know, you're supposed to be able to step out on your patio and smoke, and some of the fucking nasty old white devils are complaining about the shit, you know? So it's like, yeah, It's like another type. People make problems for me, I make problems back, you know. So I can just see the war already waiting to be brewed up in that place. That's why it's like I have other options, but none of them involve staying close enough to, you know, have Aslan in the daytime. So I have to do this fate worse than death shit and separate from my music to stay in my dog's life for a couple more months before, you know, taking off on my trip. So I guess I'll be able to focus more on manifesting the Harley. Like I can go full blown transgender Cassandra, female. Get some a different demographic to, you know, they have money to dump and they'll be generous and come out and see me and stuff and dump a lot of money on me, so, you know, quick, so that I can get the bike quick, get it within a couple months. So yeah, if I work it hard and fast like I do music, when I'm able to do music, I should just, you know, immerse myself in the change. Even though, okay, from a godly perspective, you know, if you're all churchy and shit, no, yeah, you're gonna go be a drunken female, all but a prostitute, you know what I'm saying? It's like shit. So it's like fuck. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do at the time, right? And you gotta be all things to all people. Yep. You gotta serve in whatever capacity you're put in to serve. I just guess that's just what it is. And I should just be grateful that I'm little and I can be feminine and pretty. And for the purpose that people want an entity like that, I can pull it off. And I can be fulfilling. I can deliver. You know, it's important that I deliver. Like when I play a song, I want to deliver that motherfucker. You know, I just want people to feel like it got delivered. You know, it got like they totally got dished out to them. You know, and you know, when I'm doing something like that where somebody is invested in me for some time with me, you know, in any capacity, it's like, you know, I try to make sure that they, you know, that I delivered, that they got what they got their money's worth, so to speak. And I've been doing that harder and harder the older I get, where it's like, you know, I just try to go the extra mile when given the opportunity to do it. And yeah, you know, it's a lot of work, extra work, sometimes work you throw away, you know, like when I do a cover, how many times I'll do it and then, you know, I'm still not satisfied with any of them, but then I've got too many choices because I did it so many times, and it's like, you know, there reaches a point where, okay, yeah, out of 10 tries, I don't know about the middle, I got one that, okay, I'll accept that as a video, that's the song. And then it starts getting where, okay, I'm starting to break myself down, so then it's like every video after, like, say, the 7th one or so, it just gets worse and worse, you see. So that's why, like, sometimes my first one will be the one, you know, and I'll still do a 10 or 11, 12 more, and the one I use is the first one. That's the weirdest thing about it. That's going the extra mile, you see. And I do that with a lot of shit. Like when I lay guitar tracks, I'll lay way more guitar tracks than I need or than I'll use. But then it creates this thing where, okay, if there's like in the track, there's a lot of plucky or something that, you know, twang, fret slap, you know, pops, whatever, scrapes from the fingers, scraping up and down the strings, whatever. It's like if there's something aggravating, you could just cut that out. And then there's the other guitar tracks. You can find something there that, okay, you can fill that in. And it also makes for great, if you want to pan guitars, or great layers of them, which I like to do that, where it's like they're way off in the background. And every time you listen to the song, your brain processes something else, and eventually it's like you hear it, you know. It's like, hey, wow, there's a guitar way off on the left side, you know, way over there, doing that thing, you know, that weird thing that I was like hearing in my head. It's actually a guitar doing it, you know. You see, and my kid noticed that. It's like, where, okay, your rap tracks, they've just got whatever the loop is, and that's it. I do musical composition throughout the whole song. I play the whole motherfucker, man. I play jazz leads all the way through shit that are like buried way down, turned way down, but they're still processable in your mind. There's composition to the song, so that it's not so repetitive, and it's like fresh and new every time you hear it. And also there's just the frequency bombardment of the positive energy frequencies that I'm putting out with the guitar notes. Even if you can't hear them, they benefit my fans, those who are listening to my music. It benefits them. It heals them of what the other music is doing to them, and the nanobots, you know, and shit like that. And neutralizes it, and it also helps their minds and their spirits. And sometimes it lifts their energy without them even realizing it, to bring prosperity to them. You see, these are the things that I care about. The perspective that I do music from, you see. And okay, yeah, there's no room in the mainstream for that anymore. There's no room in rap, especially for musical composition. They don't want that. It's supposed to be low energy, low vibrational shit that keeps people down and beats people down, you know, and turns them into these, you know, undesirable specimens of the species, you see. And I don't feel like the genre had to be that. And I don't feel like, you know, I should have been blocked out like I was. I feel like I should have been celebrated, and I should have been, like, uplifted. You know, it's like, hey, this is something just totally on a level that, you know, other people haven't bothered to try to bring to the genre. This person brought everything he had, and, you know, and all these cuts, you know, it's like, listen to this shit. And listen to the backup vocals, and listen to the layers of the different instruments and shit. You know, it's like, this person put a lot of work into this shit and played it all the way through. This is not loop-de-loop shit, even though it was made to sound that way. You see? The only thing that's, you know, could be called loop-de is just the fact that the drums don't really change. Because, well, okay, it's supposed to be a beat. You see? So you have your structure, your foundation. Well, we're almost done, y'all. It's been nice talking to you again. I appreciate the support. The recent support, you know, it's like, I'm just dumbfounded by some of y'all, for real. And, you know, I hope you're blessed. You're super blessed. That, you know, it's reciprocated on levels that you can't even imagine, that I can't imagine, you know. I want people who bless me and who, you know, direct good thoughts and good energy to me. I want them to be blessed, and I want them to be happy, because, well, that makes me feel blessed and happy that, you know, it was directed at me, that the goodness was directed at me, the tenderness, which, you know, I only get from Slinky Cat. He gets on my back and kneads my back in a possessive manner that, you know, I can just pretend like it's tenderness coming from a human who would possessively grab my back and touch me like that, hold me, whatever, you know. And I imagine it might be coming. I don't care if it doesn't, though. I'm getting where I don't care. I'll just do whatever, you see. And I'll go in whatever direction I'm supposed to go. I'm prepared to go in a lot of different directions. I'm actually more prepared than I realized, as I'm showing myself and showing y'all. So, alright, man. Y'all all be blessed. Be happy. It's a happy time for us right now.
Alright, it's 9:51 p.m. I'm inside in the lab now. And, rain's starting to come in. Right? And I noticed sitting out there in the van watching to turn the light on. You know, I don't know if it gets turned on or not, the side light. But I noticed that, okay, there's two skunks that are coming up here. One of them was small, so it's able to like hide down by the side deck. The other one's too big to get in there. But anyway, they're coming up there and they're bombarding the bowl. So if only the bowl gets filled, then the cats ain't even getting no food. Because, well, they roll the bowl over behind the garbage can and knock the food everywhere. And they'll eat, like, whatever's in the bowl, they'll eat it right up. And they chase the cats away. And because I put another pile over in the corner, you know, by the garage door, I noticed that two cats were able to go over there and eat out of that corner pile. And then I went up, you know, because I had to come through the side door because I had the front screen locked. And that's when I noticed, hey, they roll this bowl. And it's been like that every day for the, you know, since I've been here. I go out there and that bowl's rolled away. Either behind the garbage can that's on the side landing or down on the ground. And they're doing it early, like, you know, it's not even 10 o'clock at night. The mama kitty and her two little babies that we failed this year to catch and get fixed and adopted out because the garage wasn't open, so, and I didn't have a garage door opener or access to the window to watch for them. Because, well, that's how you catch them. You have the garage door opener, you have the garage open that much. They go in and eat a few times, and then one of the times when they go in there, you know that they're all the way in the back eating, so it's safe to shut the door. Click, you close the garage door. You caught the mama and the babies. That's how I caught Mama Kitty and her babies. E.T.'s one of her babies, and BB's the other one. Now, the other cats I caught with different methods. And, you know, but still, the garage being open is what it made me able to catch them. Because, well, they were going in and out of the garage. So, this year there was a litter that, that didn't happen for. And that just ate my soul. I had a cat up here eating on my computer cord. Look at that. Right there. The fucker. It's shiny gray. That just happened. Like, you know. Within the last couple days. So anyway, what I'd like to do with tomorrow is vacuum and go under the house and make sure that there's no blasting leaks in any pipes, you know, that are causing low water pressure. But I noticed that the water pressure is sporadic, so it could be like something that ain't got nothing to do with anything. And I'm watching, because I got the laptop on here, I'm watching it like, you seen like the flash where it gets brighter. That's the, I'm backdooring it. They're looking and they're using Chrome to listen. Now, this laptop actually has a jack, a microphone jack, so I could actually plug something into it that's dead. It doesn't have a mic connected to it, and they wouldn't be able to hear me. But I don't give a fuck, because while I'm recording this to upload, so, you know, if they want to hear it ahead of time, they can. Alright, yeah. So we're feeding skunks, scaring cats away. That's what's happening here. I need to figure out a way to, like, I don't know, elevate the food so that the skunks can't get to it. Because, well, skunks can't jump that high, you know. And if you can get it up where the skunks can't get to it, that's why I was like putting it on chairs and shit. To, you know, keep the skunks out of it. So I don't know. That might be a method to try. But the thing is, I'm not going to be here to try it. So, see, and that's the kind of things that grieve my spirit. Is like, okay, the failure of the litter of kitties. Now there's only 2 of them left. The other 3 got killed. And then, you know, the failure to feed the cats that are coming up here hungry because skunks are bombarding their food. Lazy skunks that don't want to dig for grubs. So that's the hard part about not being here. Is, you know, I'm very detail oriented, so I will see to it that the right entities, you know, are tended to with the resources, as opposed to just putting it out there willy nilly and just turning my back. I don't give a fuck. You know, I watch and see what's happening. And it's, you know, y'all know I had a camera set up out there. I used to watch and see what would go on while I was asleep, so that I would know how to address shit. You see. Alright, y'all. Well, it's been an interesting weekend. I'm praying for a miracle that, hey, you know, I'll get a nice place with or get some money, something I can afford to, you know, hire somebody to put gates up here, or buy a house with a fenced-in yard for Aslan, because it just bugs me that, you know, he doesn't have a fenced-in yard. That the mentality is, it would be better for the shit to be in a pile laying in the way than up where it's serviceable to him, because he's just a little dumbass. I just took him potty outside and he's just gonna run out, you know, out of the big opening. It's like, well, you know, see, now that's a problem, man, you know. And there's been dreams, warning dreams, that, hey, we were looking for him in the night, but in the dream, did you find him? No, you didn't. You see. So you know, he's a $1,000 dog. He's a beautiful dog. Everybody who sees him wants him. So, you know, if he gets loose, he's gone. Somebody's going to snatch him up, and they ain't going to relinquish him. No reward's going to get him back, unless it's like way more than he's worth. I mean, you know, in their eyes. Alright, so that's where I'm at. And that's if something bad doesn't happen to him getting hit by a car, because he just walks in the street, and, you know, he doesn't give a fuck. He thinks the street is his trail. And, you know, there's big dogs loose everywhere around here at any given time. And so I'm always prepared to, like, snatch him up, pick him up, you know, and cover his eyes and keep him from going nuts and shit. Because they'll go nuts in your arms and wriggle out. And I've already had a dog do that, and she broke her leg. So I was like, you know, I've already had a Pomeranian break its leg jumping out of my arms. So there's a lot of things to consider. You know, if you've never owned one of these high-maintenance dogs before, how you gotta protect them from themselves. They're like junkies. And bad stuff can happen to them quick and easy. Faster than you can react to it. You see how he just took off on me earlier today, man. He was just gone. And it was less than a minute. And, you know, had more minutes passed, he would have been gone. You know, because, well, he wouldn't have stopped. I don't think he would have turned around and came back, you know. He's a Pomeranian. And male Pomeranians do that. They just keep walking and sniffing and have no thought about, you know, the return walk back. That's why he's always Scooby-Dooing me on the way back. He wears himself out, thinking, oh, well, you know, he's just going. But where you going to? Okay, we gotta go back now. Gotta walk all the way back. See, that's why I said don't pull on the leash, don't wear yourself out. Too excited. Alright, y'all. I gotta look at that. That's the Virgo garden girl right there. And that's the first video I've seen of hers where she did a face-to-face. Usually it's just with her boobies right up in the camera. With the shirt tight enough and like up underneath her boobies and stuff, and Little nipples. I think this is the one. There's one of these tarot readers that's how they do it. It's like it's the boobies are right there in the camera, and you know, even if you weren't wanting to see the reading, you would want to watch it for that, right? You don't see a lot of the lewd comments on tarot card readers shit though, that you see on other people like Leanne McAdoo on InfoWars. Used to just see all these lewd comments about her boobies all the time. I actually did a song about her that's out there on the internet. It's been streamed a couple times. Enough times to register on the analytics. But not enough to give me any money. I mean, you know, ain't none of them ever reached that. It's almost like magic that nothing has been sanctioned to go viral out of my collection of more than 100 songs over the last 4 years. You see, I work hard and fast, and I do quality work. The majority of it is good quality work, even on songs that I don't like, that I did kind of like to fit the genre as, like, you know, just a stab at doing a product instead of doing art, you know. And I've got a few songs like that, you know, I don't consider them art. Anyway, it's been a nice day. My dog didn't get lost, and now I know to be a whole lot more careful. Pay more attention. It's like shit. Oh, man. And when I looked and he was gone, man, my heart just sank and went to my throat all at the same time. It was like it went two different ways. Oh, I was like, shit, I almost had a heart attack, man. For real, I could feel it in my chest. I still kind of feel it. I'm going to take my blood pressure in a little while. I bet you it's high.